So everyone's been making videos on this, and I wasn't gonna make a video about the Mandalorian movie getting a release date, but it got me thinking, and I wanted to make a video talking about it. But I think we might get a Star Wars celebration in 2026, and it might be because of this movie, and if we get the Ray movie that year too. So first, let's look at this article from Variety. So this dropped yesterday, and pretty much everybody on Instagram, YouTube has been talking about this, and it gave us some release dates for some movies in 2026. So the biggest one, The Mandalorian and Grogu, a cinematic spinoff to the hit Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, will open May 22nd, 2026. So I think it's kind of been semi-confirmed for a while now that this was going to drop in 2026, potentially one movie in May, one movie in December. For the longest, it was the Ray movie that was going to be the first movie, but with all the drama going on with that, they're still trying to figure that out. We're getting this bad boy, which this makes me feel a lot better, our first experience back in the movie theaters being this potential Mandalorian movie versus like the Ray movie. Nothing against Ray, it could be a banger, but the last movie we had was a Ray movie, and going back in what 7 years later, we're getting another Ray movie when the first one didn't do so well. You know what I mean? Like, is that the best thing? Is that what is gonna please the masses? I feel like that would just please like a smaller group, but like I feel like Mando and Grogu is gonna reach out to a much more wider audience, including Star Wars fans and the normies that don't really watch too much Star Wars. So looking forward to that. I have no idea what the heck the movie's gonna be about. Like, is it Mando season 4 being converted into a movie? Is it a random just Mando story and we're still gonna get another season, or it's gonna continue in other stuff? I have no idea, but I guess we'll see once more info comes out about the movie and we can start getting like plot leaks and all that good stuff. Star Wars Celebration was last year in London for 2023. There's not one this year. 2025 is in Japan in Tokyo. I was thinking the next one after that has to be 2027, like for sure, because that's the 50-year anniversary of A New Hope. And they love doing celebrations around anniversaries. And like, you can't miss the 50-year of A New Hope. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, I want to say, kind of set in stone that there has to be a celebration 2027. The only like curveball is 2026. Sometimes they skip a year in between, but I'm kind of thinking now more than ever that we might get one in 2026, and it might be early 2026 if this movie's dropping in May, maybe a few months before. That way they could reveal like maybe the full trailer there, or like a special look or clip or something like that. Because celebrations, they typically will kind of like promote shows coming out, movies coming out. We haven't had a movie in 7 years. You're telling me there's going to be no way to celebrate that? Like, it's hard to believe. With celebration, on the very last day of every celebration is the closing ceremonies panel. And at the closing ceremonies panel, it's usually the last hour of the last day, and they reveal the dates and locations of when and where the next one is. So, literally, on April 20th, 2025, at roughly 3:30 to 4 p.m. Japan time. So Sunday, April 20th, 3:30-ish to 4 p.m. Japan time, whatever time that is, wherever you are in the world, that's when we're going to get the official reveal on when and where the next one is. And I have a huge feeling it's going to be 2026. Another reason I kind of have that feeling, it hasn't been in the States since 2022. So 2023, like I mentioned before, was in London in Europe. This year we're off. Next year, Japan. So that's a 3-year gap with no stateside celebration. And like, I don't think they're going to skip 2026 to leave 4 years till 2027. I have a huge feeling it's going to get announced. And what I want is for it to be potentially back in Chicago, because 2019 Chicago celebration was amazing and my favorite, or bring it back to Orlando. That's just me being selfish because I'm local to that. But either way, if this release date is true and we are going to get that Mando movie then, and if they figure everything out with the Ray movie and the script and all this and all that, and that drops that year, it literally would mean this 2026 celebration they would use to promote both movies, the Mando movie, and then the Rey movie that comes out that year. I'm very excited. I am going to Japan Celebration, so if you guys want coverage on that, be sure to subscribe. I cannot wait for the last day, because not that I want it to end, but I'm going to be so curious at the closing ceremonies panel when and where the next one is. So that's going to be great. I'll probably be live on Instagram, maybe YouTube at the same time during that panel. That way, to get that news to you guys out as quick as possible in real time. I'm looking forward to seeing where the next celebration is after Japan, but I really feel like we're going to get one in 2026. And I'm thinking Chicago or Orlando. The reason I'm thinking Chicago for this one, because I feel like for the 50th of A New Hope, they're going to want to do Orlando to be by the theme park, because they could do stuff at the parks for the 50-year anniversary, and then they'll have celebration right there at the convention center on iDrive. So I guess we'll see. But either way, I'll be prepared for it, covering it. You guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the Mandalorian movie getting an official release date and possibility of getting a Star Wars celebration in 2026. And then check out this video next.